Who are you then?
Well, that's what the New York Giants are right now to the rest of the NFL. They are a pain in the ass. They are 6-1, sitting there after the big win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what? Sometimes you got to laugh because you think, are the Giants a team of destiny? You know what? It's weird because they're getting the bounces. Even when they're not getting the bounces, they're getting the bounces. Even when bad things happen, there's a penalty. Even when they are, and I want to talk about the referees for a second because the referees were just terrible in this game. Not just against the Giants, but on both sides of the ball. I mean, they were just putrid in this game in reference to spotting the ball, in reference to penalties, in reference to everything else you could possibly think of. But it's a big, solid team effort for the New York Giants, for Daniel Jones, for Saquon Barkley, and the new hero, Fabian Moreau. Daniel Jones, 19 for 30 for 200 yards, 1 touchdown. He also ran for over 100 yards. I said in the stream today for the Giants to win, that Daniel Jones is going to have to throw for at least 250. Jones had a nice game. Jones had a great game. Jones did what he needed to do to keep his team in the game, and that's all you can ask him to do. And like I said, you laugh when you talk about team of destiny. There was the roughing the passer penalty on the Jones interception. There was the other penalty on the Jones fumble. So you know what? The Giants had those negated, but Jones 11 carries for 107 for 9.7 and a touchdown. So he was accountable for 2 touchdowns today. So he did what he had to do. He did his job, and he kept the Giants in the game. And the defense, defense and Saquon Barkley and Fabian Moreau did the rest. Fabian Moreau, man, we're going to talk about him in a moment, but Saquon Barkley stepped up towards the end of the game as always, 24 carries, 110 yards for 4.6. His longest run was 20. Matt only touched the ball once, and it's also one of those games that we lost a lot of players to injuries. Darius Slayton made an early appearance at the beginning of the game with his great 3 catches for 58 and a big touchdown, kind of disappeared towards the end of the game because the Giants kind of went, I don't want to say the Giants went uber conservative towards the end of the game. I mean, at the end of the game, because of the fact that they just did what they needed to do to win. They ran the ball. They held on the time. Like I said, it's one of those games that you need to keep the ball for yourself. The Giants won the battle of time of possession at 34 minutes and 10 seconds to 25 minutes and 50 seconds. So they did what they needed to do. And even though the defense gave up huge chunks of yardage to Mr. Travis Etienne, it's a twister. They held him in check enough in the second half. He did have 14 carries for 114 at 8.1 yards carry, but they held him in check enough to understand where they needed to keep him in defensively. They made and this is the thing about this team. They made their halftime adjustments. They made their adjustments that they needed to make during the half to get this win. They understood what the Jacksonville Jaguars were doing. The coaching staff made the changes, and that's what you have to give credit to Brian Dable. You got to give credit to Mike Kafka, and you got to give credit to Wink Martindale as well. You wanted to make it close though, G-Man. You really did. You wanted to prove you were a team of destiny, but you truly were. And you got to give a huge shout out to Fabian Moreau. Mr. Monroe has been wonderful. Mr. Monroe, who I thought he was just a scratch pickup. I never thought he was a Madre Harper, but I always thought he was just a scratch pickup. This guy is on his 6th team in 4 years, something crazy like that. And Wink said he's a cover guy. Wink sees some hidden talent in him that makes this guy stand out. 9 tackles, 7 solo, 1 pass defense. He came up huge at the end of the game. Same with the Dory Jackson with that throw in the end zone. Great coverage by Dory Jackson. He had his back to the receiver. He was looking back at the ball. He had his hands up in the air. He did exactly what he needed to do to make sure that play or that pass was not completed. So you have to give a huge shout out also to Dory Jackson. And then you also got to look at Xavier McKinney stopping them at the end, stopping them at the 1-yard line. I got a little concern there. And like I said, you think sometimes a team is a team of destiny. You think that, are we a team of, I forgot the wrong song. Are we a team of destiny? But those are the things you think about when you see these Giants play because they never give up. They stay within themselves. They stay focused. They always have a team effort. And it's not, like I said, everyone, Daniel Jones had a good game. Saquon Barkley had a good game. But this team won this game. This defense won this game. This defense shut down basically Jacksonville and held them to 6 points in the second half. The Giants only scored 10 points in the second half. But you know what? If you score 10 and the other team only scores 6, you're going to win the game. So you got to give a big shout out. Like I said, Julian Love had another monster game. He was all over the field, with his 9 tackles, 5 solo. Like I said, I got to give big props to Dory Jackson. Kayvon Thibodeau looked like he was going to try to be the closer at the end of that game with his coming up. Hope it looked like he was coming up and looping around for a big sack. But you know what? It was a total team. And the offensive line, you have to give big props to the offensive line. Losing multiple players on the line and coming back and still offering Daniel Jones the protection that he needed to, make the plays that he did. You got to give big props to the line as well. And like I said, it's a 6 and people will say it's a weird 6-1. People outside of New York, and they're not lying. It is true. It is a very weird 6-1, but the Giants are 6-1, and you can't take that away from them. At no point in time can you take that away from them right now. Are they a team of destiny? It's funny. You keep seeing this, and you keep seeing these breaks that they're getting, and sometimes the football bounces your way, and sometimes it bounces your way for an entire season. So you have to look at that and say, maybe the Giants are having the ball bounce their way. Maybe it's nice for a change that the Giants are having this type of luck, because you know what, luck always plays into sports, and they really do. And people that say that luck doesn't play in the sports, they truly do. They truly plays into this game as much as anything else. And right now, the Giants are getting all the bounces. The Giants are getting everything they need to do to win these games. And like I said, I'm not just saying it's just luck, but I am saying it's this. Luck sometimes is the benefit of hard work. And the Giants coaching staff and the Giants players and everyone else, that you could see that they're putting in the work, they're putting in the effort, they're doing everything that they need to do to make sure that this team continues to win and continues to move forward and continues to be at 6-1. Like I said, it's a great time to be a Giant fan. It's a great time for the entire organization. It's like I said, this was a team effort, and that's what you got. Like I said, you had some standouts, but this was 100% a total team win and a total team effort. And this is the Giants rising up to the challenge at the end of the game, and rising up to just sit there and look at 6-1. And but you know what? You still got, with the Eagles winning, the Cowboys still winning, you got to, it's that Herculean task right now, because like I said, the Giants already lost one in the division, so you're going to have to make that game up, because you're probably going to have to either sweep the Eagles and you're going to have to win that game in Dallas. But like I said, right now, the way this team is playing, they have the next game coming up, and their next home away game coming up. But you know what? You have to give kudos to Daniel Jones. You got to give kudos to Saquon Barkley. You got to give kudos to the entire defense and the entire team, because like I said, this was a team effort. And again, this is Till the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can you subscribe, if you can ring that bell, you know what to mean. That'd be awesome.